So I saw this post on Facebook that said people that don't have kids should not be struggling. And I guess I could see why someone would think that, because I guess people that don't have kids don't have the same responsibilities of someone that do have kids. But at the end of the day, we still all got bills, kids or not. I feel like people also have to keep in mind that everyone's definition of struggling is different. And some people are literally just okay with just getting by, and as long as they have enough money to pay their rent and lights and put a little bit of food on their table, they're fine with that and they're at peace, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone does not desire to have this lavish lifestyle and just have money in the bank. Some people are okay with literally just getting by, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially if it does not affect you personally. I mean, you got to think about it. A person that has kids, they know they have to go hard for their kids because they know they have other mouths to feed and people dependent on them. And of course, a person that does not have kids, they don't have those responsibilities. So at the end of the day, it's almost like an option for them to go hard. And this video isn't meant to bash people that have kids or people that don't have kids. I'm just basically saying I feel like people should only be worried about the mouths that they have to feed and the food on the table that they have to put there, and not worry about what other people do with their money, whether they have kids or not, unless it's affecting you personally. But if it does not, then if they want to struggle, or if you call it struggling, then let them struggle. Simple as that.
I wish the world would stop saying if you ain't got kids, you shouldn't be out here struggling. Because if we really think about it, I ain't gonna say that the government don't care about us, because I ain't even finna put that type of stuff out there, because I know how that stuff goes. But it's like the government do take care of people with kids more. They get way more assistance than us people out here that don't have kids. So we out here trying to get it, just like y'all out here trying to get it. Y'all just got something else to live for and something else to go harder for. We don't have to go as hard. But now, all jokes aside, because in some way, shape, form, or fashion, we all out here struggling, whether it's mentally, financially, physically, or emotionally. We all out here struggling in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And we all just trying to see what's next. But to say that a certain group of people, especially the group of people or the people that don't have kids, to say that we shouldn't be struggling is insane. Because ain't nothing worse than the motherfucker out here with no kids. That mean when everybody else get these big amount of money from the fucking government, y'all know we don't get that, right? Only y'all get that. We barely can get food stamps. Barely can get Medicaid. Yeah, we probably get more hours at work, but shit, the more you make, the more Uncle Sam gonna fucking take. So to be honest, we all got it bad. We all got it bad, y'all. Please stop trying to put us out there like we just supposed to be out here living large and living life to the best of our ability, which is what we already doing. But it's just like we all out here just trying to survive to the next day. That's it. That's all.
So what are y'all out here doing? Y'all be complaining about how life is just so hard, and then
I have a few ways to answer this question. Some of us are grieving. Some of us are going through breakups. Some of us are trying to find jobs. Some of us are having existential crises. Some of us can't carry babies to full term. Some of us are getting over breakups. Some of us just got out of car accidents. Some of us are homeless. Some of us can't afford to pay our rent. Some of us are just depressed. For some reason, what really frustrates me, people with children try to discredit and discount the fact that just because we don't have children, that we don't have problems. There was a point in time where you did not have a child. And because you didn't have a child, you still had issues. You were still overwhelmed about trying to pay your college tuition, trying to take care of your sick grandmother, get that guy to stop cheating on you, trying to pursue your dreams, trying to keep yourself grounded. I'm not acting like parenthood is hard, but so is adulthood, so is womanhood, so is manhood, all the other fucking hoods we're gonna experience. Parenthood does not wipe out the fact that being childless does not mean that you don't have problems.
So you're telling me that we're supposed to work a 9 to 5, exercise regularly, make healthy meals, take care of our pets, maintain our friendships and our relationships, spend time with our family, keep our homes clean, take care of our personal hygiene, and get enough sleep forever? Because it's only Tuesday and that just feels like a lot.
I'm going to tell y'all the worst part about not having kids. And it is not you growing old by yourself. It is not no one will be able to take care of you once you're in a nursing home. It's not being lonely. It's none of that. The worst thing about not having kids is no one takes you seriously. No one considers your time. No one feels like you have anything going on. Story time. My sister, she wanted to go out for the weekend. she asked me if I could watch her 3 kids. And I said, no, I'm gonna be like cleaning up, or, I got some other things going on. And she was like, what do you have going on? You don't have no man, you don't have no kids, you really don't have no life. Now, at the time, it made me a little sad and a little sour. Now, here we are, 2024, and I still have no kids. And those who want parents also regret having kids, but I digress, okay? No one feels like you got any business. You don't have any good, like, people just think you got all the free time in the world when you don't have kids. So therefore, they want to intrude on your life, with their kids. And I love kids. You know what I mean? Also, for some weird reason, when you're dating and I don't have kids, men think it's a red flag that I don't already have children. And I'm like, I've never been pregnant. I've been told that's weird, that's odd. Like, I'm like, what? How can I have children if I've never been pregnant? But if the roles was reversed and I told you I got 5 kids with 5 different baby daddies, then what would the conversation be then? So it's just like, not having kids at the tender age of 31. No one, it's just weird. Like, no one takes you seriously. Nobody cares about your time. People think you got all the time in the world. They just want to do whatever they want to with your time because they feel that you're not busy. They're like the only thing that could possibly take up my time is children. No, the only thing that takes up your time is children. And also, something else that also takes up your time is the children that you're trying to get rid of. Yeah. Don't try to push your kids off on me so you can go ahead and have the life that you want. You should have thought about that before having children. So therefore, I just kind of like stay away from certain people if it gives like a negative connotation about me not having kids, at my age. It's just like, okay, so these just aren't people that I'm supposed to be around, or just people I'm supposed to associate with, because I never not once thought it was a bad thing. Because again, it's those same people out here who have kids and then realize that they really didn't want to be a parent, and then it reflects in their parenting.
If you're in your 30s and you don't have kids, the reality is most of the world doesn't care about you. I'm at the phase in life where so most of my closest friends have children. And there's 2 types of people. There's the people who have kids and they don't let it change them socially, economically, they're always changed. And then there's others who make their kids their whole reality. But most people between the age of 35 and 40 have children, and they don't care about what you have going on in your single childless life. I think for a couple of reasons, because A, they don't want to hear about the freedom you have, or 2, they're so enthralled with being parents and they're so happy with that decision that you really don't mesh anymore. I went to a dinner last night and the side of the table I was sitting on happened to be 3 sets of parents who I've known for like 10 years. And I'm listening to the conversations, and I tried to chime in once and I was like, oh yeah, on Tuesday I'm going to Philippines for Thanksgiving. And they were like, but they were like, we're having real conversations. And I'm like, because I'm traveling for my friend's birthday, who also has kids, by the way, you don't want to hear anything I have to say about it. Wow. Put you in this weird place in this era of your life, because the millennials are the first generation to marry less, have children less, buy homes less, or do those activities later and later in life. But a subset of us have subscribed to that notion that we were taught when we were younger, that by 30, you need to have a baby and be married and have kids. Some circles I'm in, they just could give 2 shits if you don't have kids. It was just on my mind today. I do want kids. I have the ability to have children whenever I want to have children. I think we all have options now, men and women, to have children later in life. But yeah, it was just an observation I had at this dinner party yesterday, that unless you have kids, some people just don't give a fuck about what you have going on in your life, or your value in society just plummets.
Why being kidless in a workplace is such a disadvantage? Why do I have to work all the major holidays just because I don't have kids? I am not working for Susan or Taquisha just because she has 5 kids and need to be home with her family. Me too. I have a family that loves me. Yeah, I am family oriented, and I'm going to be home all the major holidays. You're not gonna put me on Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve. You're not even gonna put me on MLK Day. You're not. I don't care. And it really is a real thing, and we not finna make it normal around here. I have a life too. Just because I'm not out here popping and bopping don't mean I shouldn't be at home with my family on these major holidays. You're not finna put me on Christmas every year. You're not finna put me on Thanksgiving every year just because I don't have kids. I do have a family, and I'm going to be home with them. Why they do that? Let's talk about it.
It's like I'm just partying every single weekend. And I'm gonna have to party tomorrow, and then I'm gonna have to party in 2 weeks from now.
If you ain't got no kids by 32, you ain't married by 32, there's something wrong with you.
Yes, you might be damaged.
Whoa!
That's just the truth. You may, 32.
I ain't gotta speak. I can drop my mic.
Whoa!
And the young ladies gonna be mad at me, but think you gotta go dig deep. You gotta do work on yourself. What happened to me? That's if you want marriage though too. But when he says if you're not, something probably because most women want marriage and want a partner.
So this is just to my child-free girlies, right? How many of you guys notice a difference when your best friend or one of your close relatives or someone announces that they're pregnant, and you want to be happy for them, but you kind of know that the relationship, the friendship is pretty much about to go downhill? And so do you bail first, or do you just let them bail? Because in most cases, there are exceptions to this rule, obviously, but in most cases with most child-free women, we notice that the friendship pretty much dies after they have kids, because they have to go be a mommy. They have to be a mommy and stuff, and they have to do the mommy thing. And now all of a sudden you really don't want to invite them places, because every time you've ever invited them, they always said they couldn't do it, either because they never had any money, or they didn't find a babysitter, or something like that. And it just slowly just died down after a while. And it happened to several of your friends over the years or whatever. And so you just kind of come to accept the fact that a lot of the times, not all the times, but most of the time, for most child-free women, you notice that it just starts to die down. The second part to this, they just started loading my truck just now. The second part to this is, do you back off? Do you dip? Or do you allow them to dip? Because deep down, you know that you are not the village. Now, I want you to think about that for a second, right? And when I say you're not the village, I mean, you ain't finna be babysitting. Like, you know that you got your own life. You got a job. You got the careers. You got hobbies. You got things you're doing every day. And you don't want to be close enough to the situation. To some degree, you miss them and you love them and you want the best for them. But at the same time, you really don't want to be too close to the situation, because you really don't want them asking you to babysit. I can't be the only one. Like, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. So I want you guys to chime in and let me know how many of us are out there. Please. I am not the village. And as bad as that may sound, I chose not to have kids for a reason. I don't want to babysit. And to be honest, the biggest fear that I have with that is that something will happen to your kid and you will blame me for it, or I'll be sued for it, or I'll have criminal charges brought against me, even though I would know something wasn't my fault, and the courts will see it differently. Like, for an example, last year I was thinking about getting a trampoline, but I didn't get it because I was scared that a lot of the kids in the neighborhood would want to jump on my trampoline. Not only do I not want them jumping on my trampoline because kids tear stuff up, and I'm somebody who has a lot of nice things, and I cannot, like, somebody breaking a champagne glass of mine just literally burns my blood, right? So I'm one of those people that's like, please don't break that, right? So not only do they tear stuff up, but if any of them hurt themselves and they decided to take me to court or something, I could be sued, because they'll be like, it happened on your property. I've seen this happen to too many people, and I just thought it was so unfair, but that's the law. And so because that's the law, your kids are not allowed at my house, because I just don't want to deal with that. I don't want to take the time to have to watch them and make sure they're not sticking things into the sockets and stuff, and making sure they're not in the cabinets drinking chemicals. And and it's not that I would be irresponsible and let it happen, because I wouldn't. The issue is I don't want to have to think about those things. When I get into my routine of cleaning up or doing my landscaping or whatever, I just don't want to be bothered with that stuff. And so there's a part of me that thinks your kids are adorable. I love people's babies and stuff, but just kind of keep them over there, right? So it's kind of like, I'll hold the baby for a few seconds. After a good 20 seconds of them crying, okay, come get your baby. Like, whose man's is this, right? But I want to know how many of you guys secretly feel this way. Like, I really love you and I care about you and I want the best for you. And if you need anything, I'll help you with milk, formula, whatever you need. But please don't ask me to babysit, because I can't mentally. I literally chose not to have kids for a reason. I don't want the responsibility. I don't want to be sued. I don't want anything held against me. I'm one of those people. I'm at that age now where kids just standing outside in my grass, just, you know what I mean? And they think I'm very nice, and I am a very nice person. I'm nice to everybody, but deep down I'm like, get off my fucking grass, right? I'm at that age now. When I was a kid, I didn't understand why old people got mad that you were like picking their flowers and stuff. But listen, if you pick my hydrangeas, off with your head, okay? Not for real, but I'm just saying. But I want to know, leave your guys comments below, because I really want to know if I'm the only person that feels this way, if that makes any sense. Like, I love you, but I really don't want to participate that much. I don't want to get that close to the situation, because I don't want you asking me to babysit, because I love you, but I'm not the village. I'll talk to you guys later.
When y'all brag about not having no kids, I be expecting to see businesses, cars, trips, 6-figure salaries, master degrees, etc. But y'all don't be having nothing. No kids and nothing after that. Nothing going for yourself. What you so hype about?
Single people with no kids, this is the one thing that y'all fucking doing wrong. First off, y'all wasting y'all motherfucking time. And what's even so, the people with kids will even tell you that you're wasting your fucking time. I'll tell you why. See, the people with kids understand that all their money got to go to providing for their house and to their kids. And they get mad and upset when they see you sitting on your ass not doing fucking nothing. You got all the opportunity in the world to do fucking anything, and they sit back and they get upset because you wasting your fucking life away. Some of y'all motherfuckers with no kids get up and complain about shit that people with kids wonder what you complaining for. Like, why you complaining about how you ain't got your own crib, how you ain't got your own house, how you ain't got no money, how you ain't got no savings, and it's just you. See, I sit back and listen to the old heads and the OGs, because I understand. They always told me, you got it good right now. You will never have it as gooder as you have it right now, because you ain't got no kids. So take full advantage of the situation that you have right now, because when you do decide to have them little badass motherfuckers, it's going to get harder. Well, I wouldn't say harder, it's going to get more challenging. So with that information, you should be taking full advantage of this information, especially if you ain't got no kids.
Hey friends, I'm supposed to be working, but you know how you take a little break, you want to scroll social media, that's what I'm doing. So anyway, this post, I've been seeing it several times on Facebook. So it says, adults struggling with no kids is weird. What is you out here doing? And then somebody comments and says, not getting thousands of dollars in taxes, not getting child support, not getting extra money on stimulus checks, not getting EBT, working 12-hour shifts to pay $2,000 rent. Should I continue? Baby, I hear you. I lived my life 28 years without a child, so I get it. I know how hard it was to be single and not be getting all those extra checks. Come tax time, I definitely wasn't getting no refund. I was paying back for making pennies, But being that I did have the luxury of living my life single without a child for a pretty good amount, like I said, 28 years, I'm here to tell you, please don't envy us. I mean, whoever said this, that, they don't understand why they're struggling. Did you forget what it was like before you had kids? Because there was definitely a struggle as a single person. But I want to let those of you who don't have kids, and you're looking at it like those of us with kids get so much help, baby. That help ain't even scratching the surface. Because when you have children, you lose time. All that personal time that you have for self-care, or even an extra hour of sleep, baby, you ain't got that no more. That's non-existent. Mentally, oh my God. Because now, and I'm going to tell you, if you're a good parent, you have somebody's well-being on your mind at all times. You waking up with it on your mind. You going to sleep with it on your mind. You are worried and constantly thinking, like your mind is just a roller coaster of emotions and thoughts about yourself, your child or children, like how y'all gonna make it. Like, it's a lot. So yeah, I just want to say that I believe you. I know. I don't just believe you. I know I lived it, that you are struggling, and nobody should minimize that. But I also want to say that when you see those of us with children getting these little extra checks, and I don't want to do, I'm saying little because, again, ain't even scratching the surface. But when you see us getting these little extra checks or something extra, please just raise your hands and say, thank you, God. You can be jealous for about 2 seconds, but raise your hands and say, thank you, God, because, baby, what you have is priceless. Children are a gift. The expenses that come along with them, not so much. But yeah, y'all have a blessed day.